Grand Rising, on my way to work, doing a video. I don't know how long the video is going to be, but it's another beautiful Monday morning. I'm on my way back to work from a nice weekend. On my way to work, I'm thinking. I always do my thinking when I'm driving, because I drive at least an hour from home to get to work. And I wanted to share something with everyone. I was thinking about how humans tend to be as far as preferences instead of compatibility. And it seems like more often than not, humans, women in general, like a big population of women and men, especially in the African American culture, we tend to choose our mate or the person that we want to be with from our preferences versus our compatibility. And I'm realizing that when we do it by preference instead of by compatibility, that's where a lot of us go wrong. Because if you think about it, if you're in a society where most of the women want the same type of man, meaning he has to be 6'6", or he has to be 6 feet tall. He has to be a certain weight. His bank account has to be a certain amount of money, and he has to have a certain type of career. He has to have the certain type of skin color. If everybody is going after the same type of mate, whether it's a male or female, if you're a man and you're going after the woman that every other man wants, she has to be she has to have long straight hair, she has to be she has to have voluptuous backside. These are the things that we as humans in society are looking for in a mate, when in actuality we should be more concerned about the person's character and the compatibility, if you and that person is compatible. Look, the average African American man in the culture that I live in are making between $30,000 to $60,000 a year. I'm talking about African American men. On an average, we're talking $35,000 to $60,000 a year, probably. I'm just estimating. And then put on top of the average income that African American men are making, the average African American man is about 5'8", 5'10". But most women don't want that type of man. They want the man that's making 6 figures a year. They want the man that's tall, 6 feet tall. And he has to be shaped a certain way, live in a certain society, come from a particular culture. And in actuality, the person that you're trying to get doesn't want you. And then when you try to reach out to that person to see if you can get that person, and they reject you, you look at it as rejection. When in actuality, the person, it's like you're being protected, because you're going after someone that you're not compatible with. You're going after someone that you're not compatible with. And therefore, you can't give that person what they need to sustain themselves in the relationship. And they can't give you what you need to sustain yourself in the relationship. You just got with them because of their income, or because of the way that they look, or the color of their skin, or the culture that they come from, or the fact that they're exotic, or they come from a different culture than yours. Or you dislike your culture so much that you don't want your children to be born to look like you, or people from your culture, so you choose the opposite culture of yours. All of these preferences is what the main problem is in this society, and why it's hard to really come together and have a good long-term positive relationship, because we're choosing off of preferences instead of compatibility. I'm personally, I've heard women talking about, well, if he's not 6 foot tall, then he's too short for me. You're 5'3". You're barely 5 foot tall, and you want a man that's 6 feet tall. That was never something that was important to me, like the man had to be 6 feet tall. I'm okay with us being the same height. I'm okay with that. Sometimes I put my heels on and I might be a little bit taller, but I'm okay with the person being the same height as I am, or even a little bit taller, a little bit shorter. Come on now. That person that you're refusing, or you're deciding that you don't want this man because he's too tall, he's too short for you. You don't want him. But then the one that's too tall, that's 6 feet, that you want, when you get him, all the other women want him. So he have a pick of the litter. He can pick and choose which woman he wants to be with, because everybody want him. He's top choice and everybody want him. And the average man is just, nobody pays attention to the average man, but yet the average man who's 5'8", 5'10", can take care of you and love you, and you and them can be so compatible. But yet you look over that man because you want the man that's 6 feet tall and make 6 figures a year and can fly you on private jets, and you can go to expensive restaurants and you know, all of that fancy flossing. That's what some people want to do. They want that easy life where the person is taking care of them, when in actuality you can get with the man that's 5'10" and making $60,000 a year, and you put your income with his income, and you all work together to floss together. Come on now. It's like we are choosing our mate based on preferences instead of compatibility. Oh, her hair is not long enough. Oh, her hair is not straight enough. Or her backside is not big enough. Or her breasts are not big enough. It's like, oh, she's too dark skinned. She's not light skinned enough. Men have preferences too, just like women do. It's not just the women that have preferences. Men do too. And this is where our problem is. We're not choosing a mate on compatibility. We're choosing them on preferences. And when you choose somebody on preferences, you are not going to have a positive relationship. You're not going to get out of the relationship what you expect to get out of it when you are going after that person for preferences. Because guess what? Most likely, the person that you're going after as a preference, everybody else want that same person for the fact that he's tall, he's handsome, he's this color, he makes this much amount of money per year, he's famous, he's a singer, he's a rapper, whatever. what happened to morals and values and compatibility, and and the average man out here who would treat you good, would take care of you and love you, be loyal to you. You look over him because of your preferences. And then you say to yourself, well, I shot my shot and he rejected me. Well, you're looking at it as rejection. It's not necessarily rejection. It's actually protection. Because maybe the person looking at you and saying, I'm not going to be able to give you the love that you deserve. I'm not going to be able to, financially support you on the level that you need. So therefore, while you think you're being rejected from someone, count it as a plus and a blessing and a protection, because you might get in a relationship with that person and that person might treat you like a dog. They might dog you. They might use you. They might abuse you. And they can see from afar when they first meet you that you're a no nonsense person. You're not going to put up with this. You're not going to put up with that. They're not going to be able to get away with certain things with you. And so therefore, you look at it as they're rejecting you and they're turning you down, but actually they're not. They might be saying in their own way that they're not good enough for you, while you thinking that you're not good enough for them. So when we decide to go out into this world and choose our partner, our mate, or whoever we want to spend our life with or get married to or have children with, we need to keep in consideration that our preferences might be getting in the way. Our preferences might be getting in the way of making the right decision on your mate and the person that you want to be with. It's like, stop and think about it. Preferences versus compatibility. When you're compatible with someone, the relationship it moves smooth. You don't stress. You don't go through all of the ups and downs and arguing and fighting and back and forth and trying to get the other person to be the way you want them to be, because you chose them off of preferences, not compatibility. And then you get in a relationship where you realize that you're not compatible. You just want to be with that person because of the way that they look or the way that their pocketbook look. Yes, their pocketbook. You're either interested in the way their pocketbook look, how tall they are, how dark skinned they are, or how light skinned they are, how nicely their body is shaped, what culture they come from, but you're not interested in whether the two of you are compatible. You want a person that's 10 years older than you, and yet you don't have the understanding and the experience to deal with a person that's 10 years older than you. Let's start thinking wisely and thinking about the people we choose to bring into our lives, or the people we attract. Are you attracting someone that's looking for compatibility, or are you attracting someone that's looking for preferences? That's the question. I gotta cut this video short because I gotta get to work. It's about that time. Until next time, think about it. This is Marie's message.